Minister Modi skipping the ASEAN visit. Now let's take a quick look at the headlines. Defence Ministry gives a nod to procure weapons worth 79,000 crore. India tightens its IT rule. Only senior officials can now order social media takedown. "90% of development work in Gaganyaan mission completed," says ISRO chairman V. Narayanan. President Maduro says Venezuela has 5,000 Russian anti-aircraft missiles to counter the United States. The stage is set for the big Bihar face-off. It's Tejashwi versus Nitish battle in Assembly election 2025. The Mahagathbandhan announced RJD leader Tejashwi Yadav as its chief ministerial face. Vikashsheel Insan Party chief Mukesh Sahani was named as the deputy chief minister face of the alliance as part of the larger politics to woo the Ati Pichda vote in the state. Many say that this will turn out to be a masterstroke of the alliance. The press conference was a big show of strength of all parties of the alliance, but Rahul Gandhi was missing. Tejashwi tore into the opposition NDA and made a passionate pitch for the new Bihar. He read his charge sheet against the Nitish government. What did he say? First, this is Nitish Kumar's last election. Second, NDA will not make Nitish CM again. Third, NDA has no CM face in Bihar. Fourth, people of Bihar want a young face. Fifth, BJP gives factories to Gujarat, wants victory in Bihar. Sixth, Bihar is the poorest state despite NDA rule for 20 years. Seventh, we will fulfill in 20 months what the NDA could do in 20 years. Eighth, crime is rising in the state. Ninth, at least 200 rounds fired daily in every district. Now, Bharatiya Janata Party was quick to organize a press conference and they fired back. Mahagathbandhan is a corrupt alliance. Tejashwi forgot his father was in jail for corruption. Lalu Yadav sentenced for 32 years in the fodder scam. Tejashwi Yadav will soon face a trial. Nitish changed the face of Bihar. Nitish pulled Bihar out of Jungle Raj. No vacancy for CM post in Bihar. Nitish Kumar is a proven CM face. People of Bihar trusts NDA. Now, important point is that the Gathbandhan has still not been able to resolve the issue of friendly fights. How will they do it? It remains to be seen, but let me quickly take you through the couple of bites, or as we say in Hindi, the noke joke that happened between Tejashwi and Ravi Shankar.
हम लोगों ने नीतीश जी के साथ जो है, जो अन्याय हो रहा है एनडीए में, एक बार भी कोई भी जॉइंट प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस जो है नहीं की गई है और ना ही ऑफिशियली रूप से मुख्यमंत्री का चेहरा घोषित किया गया है। यह लगातार 20 साल से एनडीए की सरकार है, हमेशा से मुख्यमंत्री का चेहरा आप लोगों ने घोषित किया। आखिर क्या कारण है कि इस बार आप नीतीश कुमार जी का मुख्यमंत्री के चेहरे का नाम का घोषणा क्यों नहीं कर रहे? अब ये सवाल बड़ा खड़ा होता है। यानी आप मान के चलिए कि नीतीश कुमार जी का ये आखिरी चुनाव है।
आज हम लोग देख रहे थे कि उस प्रेस से राहुल गांधी की तस्वीर गायब थी। क्या हो गया? हर पार्टियों के निशान जरूर थे, लेकिन राहुल गांधी की तस्वीर नहीं थी। अब इसका क्या कहा जाए तो पता नहीं है, लेकिन ये कौन सा गठबंधन है कि 243 सीट है और 255 सीट पर चुनाव लड़ रहा है। और गौराबोराम एक सीट है, वहां पर सीएम और होने वाले डिप्टी सीएम दावा करने वाले दोनों लड़ रहे हैं। ये बड़ा लचर गठबंधन है।
और यहां अपराध चरम सीमा पर है। 70,000 से भी ज्यादा हत्याएं 20 साल में हो गई, ना सुनवाई है ना कार्रवाई होती है। भ्रष्टाचार ब्लॉक थाना चले जाइए, बिना भ्रष्टाचार के, बिना घूस दिए हुए कोई काम नहीं हो रहा। चारों तरफ से अफसरशाही लागू है, जनप्रतिनिधियों की भी पूछ नहीं है।
तो मतलब बिहार की जनता सब जानती है। और हम जंगल राज क्यों कहते हैं? जंगल राज कहते हैं खौफ, जंगल राज कहते हैं डर, जंगल राज कहते हैं भ्रष्टाचार, जंगल राज कहते हैं लूट। और खौफ और लूट और भ्रष्टाचार ऊपर से शुरू होता है। किडनैपिंग होगा तो निगोशिएट करके ऊपर से निर्णय होगा, भ्रष्टाचार होगा तो ऊपर से, जिसके पूरे प्रमाण कोर्ट की प्रोसीडिंग को मैंने आपको दिया है।
भाई ऐसा है कि सत्ता जब जाने लगती है तो आदमी कुछ भी कहने को तैयार है। एक नहीं 5 डिप्टी सीएम बना दो, उससे क्या होगा? मेरे भाई, ये कोई नई घोषणा थोड़ी ना है। पहले से मालूम है कि लालू जी का जंगल राज अगर लौटेगा तो उनका लड़का तेजस्वी यादव मुख्यमंत्री बनेगा। इसमें नई बात क्या है?
Now, let's talk about the phase which has come as a surprise in form of a declaration. Yes, I'm talking about the deputy CM phase of Mahagathbandhan. Many people are saying that, this might be the master stroke. So who's this guy? He's founder of the Vikashsheel Insan Party. He comes from the Nishad subcaste. Nishads form 9.6% of the Bihar's population. The gentleman represents extremely backward class vote. His party won 4 seats in 2020 assembly polls, but that is not important. What is important is the pitch which Tejashwi is trying to work upon. Because he is also, Tejashwi benefits from Muslim Yadav combination, but he is also a prisoner of it. He has not been able to break into the extremely backward caste segment, which has been a consolidated choice of both BJP and JDU for 20 years, and then comes the vote of the women, and that makes them an undisputable, puts them in an indisputable position. And that is where I would say the crux of the matter is. Well, Rahul Gandhi was not there. The Mahagathbandhan is likely to release a joint manifesto for the Bihar Assembly election in Patna on October 28th. And the big question is Mukesh Sahani announcement a master stroke? The second issue is this a face-off between Nitish and Tejashwi? The third issue is they have not been able to resolve the issue of friendly fights. Can Gathbandhan do it? Fourth issue is, why is he saying that this is Nitish Kumar's last election? And the fifth issue is, why was Rahul Gandhi absent from press conference if everything is okay in Mahagathbandhan? We'll take them bit by bit. But let me introduce my guest. I am joined by Brijesh Pandey, input editor News9, Manish Barrier, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party, Dr. Nishant Anand, spokesperson Congress, Ravi Shankar Ravi, spokesperson RJD, Smita Mishra, senior journalist who joins me. Thank you all of you. Brijesh, let's fix the goalpost for the debate. Is Mukesh Sahani a masterstroke, clever choice?
Well, I would say that, nobody was expected his name to be announced as Deputy CM of the Mahagathbandhan coalition. But yes, if you look at it from the prism of JDU, of RJD, Congress, Mahagathbandhan wanting to expand their social base, then yes, it is. Nishads are like 9.6, as we just showed our viewers, the graphics, percent of Bihar population. And if the Tejashwi Yadav is able to break into the EBC area and also couple up with the kind of grand announcement which were made yesterday, then yeah, it makes the fight all the more interesting.
Absolutely. Smita, your opening comments?
Well, I'll just say that if you compare it to the stalemate over the last few days, yes, this is a step forward. Everybody knew that there is no other leader anywhere in the picture except Tejashwi Yadav for the Mahagathbandhan. Still, the formality of making the announcement does carry some weight. As for Mukesh Sahani, you are right that the MY combination has been a very solid voter base for the Mahagathbandhan or the RJD particularly. But they have also been a captive to it because it is a combination, Kartikeya, which puts off many dozens of other social, communities by its sheer nature. So on that front, I must say that at least Mukesh Sahani should be able to, I don't know if he will be able to, but he should be able to get the votes of the Mallas, he belongs to the Mallah caste himself, the Nishad, some of the Gatwars, Kevat, etc. However, to say that he will get EBC vote is a bit of a,
Stretch.
it's
a bit of a stretch. You can say that. It's okay. I'll take it on my chin. Okay.
Because the EBCs constitute 36% or little more than 36% in Bihar. And when we, in our own colloquial conversation, we refer to them as Pachpaniya, because there are at least 55 major castes. And if you put together the small and big castes and subcastes, they number about 101. So it is a bit of a stretch to say that Sahani will be, if Sahani is able to get his own caste vote, all of them or good chunk of them, I would call it a great success. But yes, as I said, it is one step forward for the Mahagathbandhan. And it all through today, the media has been speaking a lot about Rahul Gandhi's picture not being there anywhere and Ashok Gehlot handling the show for the Congress party. Yes, but then let me tell you, I don't know how much of a loss this is going to be for the Mahagathbandhan, because if Rahul Gandhi's presence had to make much of a difference, we would have seen it resonating on the ground after the voter Adhikar Yatra. So, I would consider it a one-day headline, not more than that.
Okay. Ravi, are all the differences ironed out? As she said, Rahul Gandhi was not there. So, do we expect a jointness in a cracked alliance?
Kartikeya, in every meeting, in every press conference, Rahul Gandhi ji has to be there. This expectation and this expected visual by the media or the political parties, I think is not warranted. And the representatives from the Congress party were there. Ashok Gehlot ji is a stalwart of Congress party. He was there. Spokesperson Pawan Khera ji was there. And in the campaign, Ashok Gehlot ji has clearly said that Rahul Gandhi ji will be there. Priyanka Gandhi will also be there. So I don't think this is an issue if Rahul Gandhi ji was absent today. All the representatives from all the coalition partners were there, and it was a show of solidarity and the kind of confusions which were being tried to spread by the BJP and alliance partners.
Okay. Okay. You are saying basically you don't expect Rahul Gandhi to be everywhere. Let me straight away go to Manish. Manish, 2 words. Today morning I heard Mr. Nadda speak. He called it Thakbandhan, and then I heard Prime Minister speak in evening and he called it Lathbandhan.
गुड इवनिंग टू यू. और आज भाई दूज है, तो सारे जितने भी आपके दर्शक हैं उनको मेरी तरफ से शुभकामनाएं, और चित्रगुप्त पूजा भी है. आई वुड लाइक टू से दैट I have also been talking about Toot Bandhan. If you look at the body language of Congress people out there, they were like as if they were stoned. There was no smile, nothing. Because as I was earlier saying also, Mr. Pandey was there, they have been browbeaten to announce Tejashwi ji as the chief ministerial candidate and Mukesh Sahani. Why is Congress not there? They have 61 seats, right? This guy has 15 seats. And look at the irony, 15 seats, Deputy Chief Minister, Congress Party, no Chief Minister. And it is not about Rahul Gandhi being present. His picture was not there. And we know that in politics, somebody's picture can make so much of difference. All of you know, some seasoned people out there. He was not there, he was absent, right? That's a signal that what kind of Toot Bandhan it was, right? I would also like to talk about Mr. Sahani. I think a lot of you are giving too much of importance. Last time वो अपनी सीट नहीं बचा पाए थे, अपना खुद का इलेक्शन हार गए थे वो. ठीक है, बहुत सारे सबकास्ट हैं साहनी में और उसमें से एक वो है. So this 11%, if you talk about 11% being getting 15 seats, then Congress should get, Congress would have been getting 44%. So this entire 11% is a huge stretch. That is one. और मैं आपको ये भी बता दूं कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी में और जदयू में बहुत सारे साहनी लीडर्स हैं, कुछ उनका नाम जिनका बहुत अच्छा इन्फ्लुएंस है, जैसे हरी साहनी है, वो लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली में है, अनिल साहनी है, अर्जुन साहनी है, अभी मिनिस्टर है मदन साहनी है। तो इतने सारे साहनी के हमारे समाज के, साहनी समाज के लोग भारतीय जनता पार्टी और जदयू में हैं, तो बहुत ज्यादा इसको इंपॉर्टेंस दिया जा रहा है, एंड दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड वन शुड लुक एट दिस इन अ पर्सपेक्टिव, right? Nobody stayed with him last time, everybody left him. So I don't think he has that organizational capacity or the leadership capability to really bind everyone together. It was just that he was able to, along with RJD, he was able to really browbeat Congress at the right moment. So I would say very opportunistic, good luck to him, but I don't think he would have that kind of influence people are talking about.
Okay, Dr. Anand, were you browbeated into this arrangement as mentioned by Manish Baryar? Is it correct?
Please ask me the question again.
I'm saying that Manish is saying that you were browbeated into this arrangement. Were you browbeated into this arrangement?
See, today in the press conference, all the coalition in the Mahagathbandhan together unitedly announced the chief minister and the deputy chief minister. See, I cannot comment on BJP spokesperson assumptions because this is just an assumption. We all together happily announced the chief minister. See, today the point here is Bihar is looking for a new leadership because 20 years of Nitish ji, 11 years of BJP, Modi ji, they have failed completely. I can recall 5 promises in last 11 years given by BJP which has not been completed. Number 1, Modi ji clearly stated, I will do Bihar a special category state. It has not yet been done. Then he promised about international airport 11 years back. It has not yet been done. Then he announced, if you remember, 50,000 crore, 1 lakh crore, 2 lakh crore. बोली लगा के गए थे बिहार में मोदी जी. Then he agreed to pay 1,25,000 crore, out of which 48 national highways were supposed to be built. Nothing is done. 24 has not even started. 7 first phase has not been completed. Point number 4, he promised about Chini ki mill. It's not been done. So whatever promises they have given to Bihar has been not done in last 20 years. Last point, 7,500 crores, 10,000 rupees each distributed before 4 o'clock, before the election commission held a meeting and announced the election. So they are trying to misuse and win the elections by vote chori, by SIR, by misusing election commission, by distributing money. On level playing field, they do not have any chance of winning the elections. So they have tried all the measures. Now the last step is left. Ghanti bajegi aur phone aayega ED se. That's the only step left.
Okay.
They have misused all their facilities and options to win the elections. The Congress party and all the alliance partners, we are trying our best. We are promising Bihar.
Have you sorted out the seat issues? You know, even people today were saying 90% हो गया है. 90 में तो 10% फिर भी बचा ना.
About the seats?
About the seats, और 243 में 10% कितना हुआ, ब्रिजेश? 24. तो 24 सीट हो गई.
You're talking about the candidates?
No, I'm talking about seats. You know, the bites that have come from Patna, they said 90% हो गया है, you know, the seat arrangement within the alliance. So if I take the 90% of the 243, it still, you know, it keeps 24 seats out. So I'm saying friendly. Are we going to see friendly fights?
Yes. So all the seats, alliance will be contesting on all the seats. Yes.
Are you going to see friendly fights within Mahagathbandhan?
No, there's not going to be any fights. The Mahagathbandhan is together. That's what you saw today in the press conference.
Friendly fights in the seat. Have you resolved?
I think seat sharing has been done.
Okay. Manish. Yes, please.
See, abhi inko nahi pata hai. I'm sorry, but 255 seats there. Anyway, they are looking at it. In fact, Deputy Chief Minister's party and Chief Minister so-called, both of them are contesting in one seat. Badhara, right? There are 255, so it's like 12 seats. Still, they have not resolved, and they are contesting against each other. That is one. So, and I would like to say about ED. Definitely, I think the richest candidate is coming from Mahagathbandhan, 353 crores. So ED is going to go after him. Obviously, you know, he has to put all the things out there. अगर पेपर पे 353 है, पता नहीं कितना होगा, but that wish of yours will get completed. But having said that, you know, he's talking about airports. Now look at the number of airports that have come in Bihar. International airport is there in Gaya. In Patna, you have a swanky airport now. It is different. In Pune, you have an airport. In fact, in Darbhanga also, you have recently, you had an airport. Number of airports. So I don't want to get into that. The people of Bihar knows about it. And one
There
last
is no
point.
one
Okay,
international
Manish,
airport
Manish,
in Bihar.
wait a minute, Manish,
There is no
wait a
IT
minute,
sector
wait a minute,
which was
okay, let's not run away with this. There are 3 bites, I have personally got them edited. They were of my interest. 2 I am going to play out. The first bite is Tejashwi and Ravi Shankar on assistants running the state. I am telling you before putting them on air. The second bite I will be running is when Tejashwi says factory to Gujarat mein khulegi, vote aap Bihar ke mangte hain. I am going to play a set of these 2 bites, and Manish, then I want you to comment on that, and then Smita, and then the other spokespersons can join in. So let's play these 2 bites now.
हम अपने बिहार के लोगों से कहना चाहते हैं, करप्शन से तेजस्वी कभी भी कॉम्प्रोमाइज नहीं करेगा और लॉ एंड ऑर्डर से कभी कोई भी अपराधी कितना बड़ा से बड़ा क्यों ना हो, तेजस्वी उसको बख्शने का काम नहीं करेगा। तेजस्वी की परछाई भी अगर गलत काम करेगी तो उसको भी तेजस्वी सजा दिलाने का काम करेगा। ये मेरा संकल्प है और एक नया बिहार हम लोग जो है बनाने का काम करेंगे।
उन्होंने कहा कि हम भ्रष्टाचार पर 0 टॉलरेंस करेंगे। आज बहुत गर्व से उन्होंने कहा। तो आज मैं यही कहानी शुरू करना चाहता हूं। जरा मुझे बताइए कि आप भ्रष्टाचार की किस कहानी में विश्वास करते हैं? अपनी खुद की, अपने पिताजी की, अपनी माताजी की, या अपने बाकी सहयोगियों की? आज इस प्रदेश को ये बताना जरूरी है और ये बहुत ही गंभीर सवाल है कि चारा घोटाले में लालू जी को 4 मामलों में सजा हो चुकी है।
यूपीए सरकार ने जो किया, बिहार के लिए जितना पैकेजेस दिए, जितना लालू जी ने रेलवे का कारखाना दिया, उसके बाद से एक भी कारखाना बिहार को नहीं मिला। मोदी जी फैक्ट्री लगवाएंगे गुजरात में, अब विक्ट्री चाहिए बिहार में, ये नहीं होने वाला है। अब जनता हिसाब मांग रही है। मोदी जी, नीतीश जी, 20 साल से आप लोगों की सरकार है, फिर भी बिहार सबसे गरीब क्यों है? सबसे ज्यादा बेरोजगारी क्यों है? महंगाई क्यों है? कोई कारखाना निवेश क्यों नहीं है?
हमारा संगठन मजबूत है, 20 साल की हमारी जड़ें हैं, नीतीश कुमार सक्षम मुख्यमंत्री हैं। ये देखिए, मैं खींचतान जारी, सभी दल मौन। देखिए, ये सब तो हेडलाइन अखबारों के, हम लोग की नहीं है ना।
Okay, Manish, to you on the factory, Bob.
See, I would like to say, he has opened a Pandora's box. Let me remind the viewers through you people that there was no electricity in Bihar, during his time. Factory kahan se lagega? I would like to know the factory lagane ke liye whatever is required. Did he ever give during his regime? There was no electricity. There was no law and order. कोई भी व्यापारी अगर बिहार में आ जाए, उसको एक फोन चला जाता था कि भाई आपसे पैसे चाहिए. We are talking about normal doctors and engineers actually getting ransom calls. Who would invest at that time? Bihar had to change, and Bihar has changed. Let me share with you that 2 years back in Bihar now, the share of industrial production is more for the first time ever than the agricultural production. This is the kind of change that has happened. Big ticket investments in terms of industrial production will also come to Bihar. It has still not come to the level which we wanted, we expected, but I'm sure with this government coming up, there would be more investments. It has already happened. Smaller factories. So you have Reliance factories, you have Adani. Adani has recently, in fact, invested, I think somewhere around 59,000 crore in a power plant. So you have now these kind of industries coming up. But then it requires continuity of policies. It requires vision, and it requires a lot of trust from industry that the law and order situation is not going to go down. With Congress and RJD being there, obviously the kind of history they have, they threw every businessman, whatever businessman you can talk about, out of Bihar. That was their regime. No business community was left in Bihar when they were there. How he can, it's what an irony, he talking about industry.
Okay.
When from CM house people were talking about kitna paisa mujhe doge if you want to invest. Who will invest at that time? So they have destroyed Bihar, right? And just last point, I would like to say, see, when we talk about Jungle Raj, it's not only about law and order. It was an economic Jungle Raj also. Let me give you 1980 to 1990 Congress rule, per capita income Bihar was 10,000, only 10,000. From 1990 to 2005, per capita income dropped to 7,000 during Lalu's era, and again grandly it went back to 10,000. From 2005 to now 2025, per capita income, I would not say that we have done a stellar job, and still it is 65,000.
Okay.
This is what we call Jungle Raj in true sense.
Okay. Dr. An.
I think they should be ashamed when they are giving the facts and the records. In the last 11 years, if I tell you the NCRB report and state Bihar Crime Bureau report, in the last 5 years, there have been 350,000 to 4 lakh crimes per year. As Tejashwi clearly mentioned today, 200 gunshots every day. This is happening in Bihar. Patna in last 4 months, 130 murders have happened. This is Jungle Raj. In last 11 years, they are not able to get the investment. In last 11 years, they are not able to. They only have 13 cold storage in Bihar, and they have 480 in Gujarat, 300 in UP. Bihar stands number 1 in poverty, number 2 in crime in India. They are not able to establish anything for youth. I'll tell you, NEET, UGSC exam, CHO exam, BPSC exam, all paper leak. They promise, okay, I'll tell you, they promise about in Delhi 2100 to all women, Holi and Diwali, cylinder 450 not given. We go to Maharashtra, not given. We go to Haryana, not given. Now they end up giving 7,500 lakh crore, 10,000 rupees to the women before the elections. If they have done anything in the 21 states they have the government, or 11 years in Bihar, they would have not been using SIR, vote chori and all these factors.
Okay. Before we get down to all this Jungle Raj issues, Smita, one thing which I want to really know from you is, why did Tejashwi start his press conference that Nitish is not the guy, he will not be the CM? These things are not impromptu. Why did he press on this issue for more than 10 to 15 minutes?
I think it is because, like we were discussing earlier, and you also mentioned in your opening remarks, that just the MY alone will not bring them back to power is something they have experienced in the last 3 elections. So they need that additional, what Mayawati used to say, Dalit plus ek. So they need that one additional social base which will catapult them to power, and that is why they are trying. They are making an effort to woo the EBCs towards them. So it's easy. One way to do that is to keep hammering among the Kurmis, the Koiris, the Love Kush combination, which is called politically, and other segments in the OBC bloc, to say that look, the person on who you are looking up to, and you have been voting so strongly, is not going to come back. So it's no point. You can come to us. So that seems to be the game plan, to tell them repeatedly that Nitish is not coming back. However, whether the JDU and BJP will announce Mr. Nitish Kumar as CM candidate, I don't know. That is for their spokespersons to clarify. But as of now, for the NDA, there is no other name other than Nitish Kumar. Maybe the NDA has to, go to the streets to make that clear. But more importantly, on
but Smita, what's your assessment? You have followed the state so close. What is your assessment? Why haven't they announced it officially, Smita? Why? I want to know this from you.
No, I don't think what is going on in the minds of the BJP or the JDU. The JDU, of course, is repeatedly saying that there is no other name. However, I can tell you that even among the BJP top brass, as of now, there is no question of replacing Nitish Kumar. It doesn't seem to be like that at all. What I'm trying to say is, if the NDA comes back to power, at least for now, Nitish Kumar will take oath as chief minister. What happens subsequently, I'm not quite clear. So that is one thing. I'm just sharing my assessment with you. This is not, there is no statement, as you are already aware. As for the Jungle Raj narrative, let me tell you, there is no doubt that the NDA has been speaking on the Jungle Raj, and their campaign will focus a lot on it. But declaring Tejashwi Yadav as CM candidate officially, now they are going to pitch in much more on that. And frankly, Kartikeya, it's fine. There have been serious cases in the past few months. But seriously, the RJD's record doesn't inspire confidence, when it comes to law and order at all. So certainly the NDA will be going on that Jungle Raj pitch a lot. What I am finding very curious here is, you see, the Congress was supposed to go big on this EBC plan. So if the Congress was really going big on this EBC plank, I am told that Mr. Rahul Gandhi was very clear about it. They also came out with a charter for particularly focused on the EBC segments. So if that was the case, why did they take this chance of declaring Tejashwi Yadav? I am saying this because, the moment you declare an RJD leader from the Lalu family as the CM candidate, you are going to put off a big segment of the EBCs. Mukesh Sahani cannot do damage control on that. I mean, he's not big enough to do that.
Okay, let me be the devil's advocate here. Brijesh, do they have a choice? Okay, if I have to say that,
I don't think they have a choice.
Does RJD has a choice, If not this guy,
Congress had no choice.
Congress had no choice?
Congress had no choice, and I think it was a foregone conclusion because,
What's your assessment? Why did they send Alavaru and...
No, Alavaru, I think, many leaders who have been to Bihar and people who are in Delhi, they have been all but praises for the way he has functioned. And many said that, that the way earlier ticket
he drove a hard bargain with RJD.
He drove a very hard bargain with the RJD. And this is the reason why, there was no official announcement of list of candidates as NDA did, after ironing out the differences within the NDA. So he drove a very hard bargain. But I think, the Congress also realized the limit. And, they also realized that, if the BJP-led NDA or if the NDA government, the coalition wins election in a big way, I think that would be curtains for many political aspirations nationally and also state-wise. And that is the reason why the Congress has gone ahead and they have taken this thing, because everyone knows that, that Tejashwi Yadav, whether you declare him officially or not, is the biggest face of the entire India Gadbandhan. Rahul Gandhi is not going to contest from Bihar and he's not that big a face. Apart from Tejashwi Yadav, there is no other face in the entire... Face-wise, both sides faces the same dilemma. There's no other face other than Nitish in NDA, and same cases with Mahagathbandhan.
Let me play out a bite of Mukesh Sahani, then I'll go to Manish, and my question will be around him. Yes.
इसमें आना क्या है, देखिए जनता मालिक है और ये हमारे सहयोग से, अति पिछड़ा के सहयोग से, एक मल्ला के सहयोग से बिहार में सरकार बनेगा तो निश्चित तौर पे उसमें भागीदारी भी चाहिए। तो भागीदारी सुनिश्चित हुआ है और जब भागीदारी सुनिश्चित हो गया कि भाई एक अति पिछड़ा मल्ला का बेटा डिप्टी सीएम बनेंगे तो सब लोग अब मजबूती से काम करेंगे।
मंत्री कितना बनाएंगे?
जो संविधान में रूल में है वो बनेंगे।
I have a two-fold question because you wanted to come impromptu when Smita was speaking. But my second question here is, you think that smaller parties have actually grown in size in Bihar, on both sides of the spectrum? They are calling the shots in this election? Manish?
Is the question to me?
Yes, it's a question. Yes, it's a question to you. Both in NDA and RJD Congress alliance.
I would say that if you look at the social structure of Bihar and its history over a period of time, one does see some very strong, regional leaders have come out from Bihar, and it is not of late. It has been happening since independence. Like you had Shri Babu, to Jayaprakash Narayan, to so many stalwarts of Indian politics you would know. So I think right now also it is no different. There are a lot of leaders out there who carry weight and whom people follow, and that is the reality of today's politics in Bihar, and therefore you have to give space. And there's a lot of social churning that has happened in social empowerment under the leadership of BJP as well as Mr. Nitish Kumar, and I think what you see is a reflection of that, and that's good democracy, because then that is how you see Bihar has been so peaceful over a period of last 20-25 years, and I feel that that's empowerment and that's a good thing. But one point, two quick points I would like to add. One, कांग्रेस वोट चोरी कर रही थी, उनकी सीट चोरी हो गई। पिछली बार 70 थे, अब इस बार 61 पे आ गए, वहां भी 4-5 चीजें जो हैं वो चला गया। So that Congress is absolutely appalled as to what has happened, and they are out of their senses. So they are now a no issue, a non-issue as far as Bihari voters are concerned. Second, a very important part.
Except Modi ji is nobody is in
Tejashwi ji ne
census.
Sahani ji ko bana diya.
Except Modi ji and Amit Shah, nobody is living the life
After
in
that you can
census,
speak.
right?
Just 5 seconds, my friend. Tejashwi ji ne Sahani ji ko bana diya. Now look at the Muslims, right? They must be feeling so shortchanged that what wrong we have done. We have been really with, so-called with the party, although I don't feel so, because NDA vote, a lot of support is there among Muslims, among Paspanda, especially for NDA. But they did not get anything. So when they talk about that we are a party who favors Muslims and we take everyone together, but Muslims are now in doubt whether this coalition is for them or not, because there is no representation. That's Mr. Anand to really answer.
Absolutely. But apart from that, Brijesh, in this election, a lot of things have come to. Smita, you wanted to come in? Before I take the question.
No, I just have a query. I don't have a point to make. Why does Mr. Rahul Gandhi or his, group, the team of advisors, why do they take such socially, why do they make these moves which are socially not contiguous at all? I mean, understanding the Indian social structure, the caste structure, one day he goes to a Jat village, the other day he goes to a Jatav village. Everybody who belongs to Uttar Pradesh will understand what it means. Now you are supporting an RJD, a Lalu family, Scion as the chief minister, and then you want to get the votes of the EBCs also. These are socially so unpalatable combinations. So why does he take these risks?
But then isn't that Smita common? I was going through a newspaper, Dynast. The BJP also has 18.2% in Bihar. Dynast, Congress has 33%. I think if you look at that newspaper, national newspaper, they had published this report. The signs are
Dynasty.
They are everywhere.
Dynasty is fine. I'm talking of the social dynasty. There are enough in all parties today. So I think that debate is already over.
Okay, Manish, yes?
Yeah, there is a difference. What I call nepo kids and sons and daughters of politicians. In Congress, in RJD, you do not have any choice except to have their sons and daughters. But in BJP, it doesn't happen. In JDU, it has never happened. Nobody can talk anything about JDU or BJP in terms of top leadership.
देख लीजिए, हम माझी जी वाली पार्टी का लिस्ट देख लीजिए सर, आपके साथी हैं. It is such a scandal, that list.
नहीं, मैं तो अपनी पार्टी के बारे में बात कर सकता हूँ और JDU के बारे में भी बात कर सकता हूँ. I am not against what you are saying, but these people have struggled and they have taken their place, barring few exceptions. We have to accept that yes, exceptions are there. But in Congress, you tell me, like after Rahul Gandhi, whom? And all of us would know whom.
Absolutely.
Right? But in Bharatiya Janata Party, this is not going to happen. In JDU, you would not know after Nitish Kumar.
Okay, Ravi, I'm going to come to you, but I think Smita had to say something very interesting. What is the scandal, Smita?
No, look at the list of candidates for Hum, that is Jitan Ram Majhi's party. It is all his relatives. He hasn't left anyone except maybe those who are minors.
Okay.
He's taken everybody in.
Okay.
He got 6 seats and he made sure everybody who is eligible to contest an election got a chance.
Okay, Ravi.
It's a scandal.
Absolutely. Ravi, I have to tell you, if you want to speak, you have to raise your hand. I can't be thinking of you all the time that you're not speaking. It's a democratic space, so please raise your hand, please.
Thank you. First of all, JP doesn't have a right to talk about Muslims because they have been excluding Muslims from every sphere, and it's in their agenda to create an apartheid kind of a situation for them, political, economic and social, cultural as well. And BJP is in the habit of breaking and eating up smaller parties,
okay,
regional parties. So Nitish Kumar ji is not going to be the CM face of Bihar, and it is not just about who is going to be the CM. Whether the party will exist or not is a question. There is a coup in JDU by the BJP, and what has happened to LJP, how LJP is created, what happened to Shiv Sena, what happened to NCP, the same is going to happen with JDU, whosoever wins this election.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Dr. Anand, quickly, I need to wrap the debate. Dr. Anand?
Okay, so he was BJP spokesperson was saying about the Nepo kids. So BJP has a long list from Jay Shah to Pankaj Singh to Abhishek Singh to Basu Savraj to Parvesh Verma, Rajbir Singh. So they have a long list of Nepo kids who can't even speak Hindi or English, either of the language. See, today Bihar needs a government who can work for the youth, for the farmers, for the women, and they can promise and deliver both simultaneously. So Mahagathbandhan Congress party has promised Bihar what we will give it to Bihar as we are giving to other
Anand,
states.
your score was disappointing last time. I think 71
Conversion,
seats.
yeah,
And this conversion was 26.
See, the score was... See, this
Conversion was
time,
very
if there
disappointing.
is a level playing field by the BJP, if they have not misused the sources and resources...
And last time?
This time, Bihar... See, last time we tried our best and we are still doing our best to make sure that we give the promises that we can deliver. From the last 11 and 20 years, Nitish and BJP, they have not worked on any of...
I personally feel no pun intended. I think it should be a good fight. But ये कहना मुझे होता है ना नाचना आवे आंगन टेढ़ा. I think that should not happen. You know, that should not happen.
5 seconds.
Okay, Manish.
His leader is a crybaby, and I'm not surprised that he's also crying out here.
Okay.
No, see, we are not crying. We are telling the facts. We know how Modi ji, Amit Shah is trying to, they have been 21 states and what they are trying to do in Bihar. And SIR in 28 days, 68 lakh voters has been deleted, 22 lakhs voters has been added, 7,500 lakh crore has been distributed. See, we all know, everybody can see BJP does not have the ability and the courage to win the election with Congress.
Respectfully, thank you all of you. Run short of time. So this is all I had on Point 1. I'll see you whenever the next time I do a debate on Bihar. But after the break, we'll talk about why has Prime Minister Modi skipped the ASEAN trip after a short break.
Associate sponsor. Ever ready, give me power, give me red.
My car got started. It loses its mood. Doesn't your car ever lose its mood?
No, my car never breaks down. I feed it with Vedol. That's why.
Vedol?
If the engine is okay, the mood will be okay. Mom. Bye.
Ma'am, please wait. This is for you.
Huh? Saurav Dada! Hi!
Saurav Ganguly and hordes of car owners have tested and trusted Vedol engine oil. It actually keeps the engine clean from deep within.
The GOAT or Butter of satire is back. Cyrus Roja. From politics to pop culture, from your WhatsApp forwards to breaking news, nothing and no one is safe.
Relax, guys, relax. I only roast the truth, and the truth is always hilarious. Too much pressure.
Get ready for news caustic, bold, sharp, unfiltered, 100% Cyrus.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the ASEAN summit in Kuala Lumpur virtually, ruling out a possible meeting with the US President Donald Trump and signaling that New Delhi and Washington are still having things to negotiate from finalizing the trade pact. Quote unquote, looking forward to joining the ASEAN-India summit virtually and to further deepening the ASEAN-India comprehensive strategic partnership. PM Modi said this on X after speaking with the Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. The summit of Southeast Asian leaders will be held in Malaysia's capital from 26th to 28th October with participation from all 10 ASEAN members and key partners including China, Japan and United States. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will represent India at the summit. Now, this isn't the first multilateral forum that the PM has skipped in recent past. UNGA high-level session, September 23rd to 29, New York. BRICS Leaders Summit, virtual summit, September 6 to 9, hosted by Brazil. Gaza Peace Summit, October 15, Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. And now ASEAN Summit. Now, Prime Minister Modi's decision to skip the summit trip is unusual since taking office in 2014. He was present at every East Asia Summit until 2019. 20 and 21 editions were held virtually due to the pandemic. In 22, then Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar represented India and Cambodia, the only time Prime Minister did not attend. He resumed participation in 2023 in Indonesia and travelled to the 2024 destination in Laos. Modi's decision to skip the ASEAN summit is being seen as a strategic message. With Trump attending in person, a Modi-Trump handshake was widely expected, but the photo opportunity won't happen this year. Trade issue remains unresolved between India and the United States. President Trump is obsessed with India's position on strategic autonomy, but insists that India cut down on purchase of Russian oil. So my question is, how will this whole Indian diplomacy? I'm joined by Ambassador Veena Sikri and Professor Swaran Singh. Let me straight away go to Ambassador Veena Sikri. Madam, just open question, decode this decision taken. Three important things: UNGA, Sharm el Sheikh and ASEAN. Why? How does it serve India's interest?
Well, I think first of all, we do know that our Prime Minister is very active. He has been attending a lot of meetings and international gatherings, and he has invited all the world leaders to India. Now, if one or two or three of these meetings he has decided not to go for various reasons, I don't think we should overanalyze the reasons. There could be a number of reasons for it. If we take the decision not to go to the East Asia Summit in Kuala Lumpur, it's also because of the Bihar elections. There are other commitments over here, and similarly in Sharm el Sheikh also, it was an invitation which came rather late, and it was decided that there was no need for the Prime Minister to attend. I think that it does not in any way affect India's strategic autonomy and India's very independent and excellent foreign policy if the Prime Minister does not attend one or two of these meetings. And each time there is a reason, there could be a reason. Now here, this time it is being attached that, is it because of the discussion with President Trump, and then there would be a meeting, there could have been a meeting in Kuala Lumpur with President Trump. But we do know that even President Trump's itinerary is not by any means fixed, and he may be there for half a day, he may be there for a day, he may not even be there during the East Asia Summit. So all these uncertainties are there, and whether a meeting would have been possible even is not by any means clear or direct. So I don't think one should link it necessarily to that. Although the question of the telephone conversation and what happened in the conversation and the readout given by the American side, that's another issue altogether. Whether the readout was accepted by India or India made some comments on it, that's another issue altogether. But I don't think that the question of participation in these summit meetings should be linked only to that. And in any case, I think that India, by its own actions, let us say purchase of Russian oil, we have maintained our strategic autonomy on that. We haven't given in on that at all. We have maintained that, number one, we know that India started purchasing Russian oil because advised by the previous president, and because it was good for India's economy, and we're continuing with that. And if it's good for the Indian economy, we will continue. If Rosneft and Lukoil have been sanctioned, we have to consider what to do next.
Okay. Professor Swaran Singh, what is your assessment? Is it because of the fallout of the erraticness of Trump in public discourse that we are safeguarding ourselves?
I think very clearly, Karthik, as we all understand, the time and attention and energy of national leaders, particularly when we are talking of 1.5 billion strong nation, is often calculated in terms of minute-to-minute programs of every day. And in each of these sort of crafting of the timetable for national leader like Prime Minister Modi, there are always cost-benefit analysis that go rigorously into the making of what will be the final decision on where he will go and where he will not go. So, there are demands on his time and attention, both in terms of domestic politics as also on foreign policy. And as you mentioned, he's been attending almost all summit meetings of all various organizations where India stands as an important member. So I would not rule out completely that the Trump factor, and if I can be blunt, the double speak, selective morality, selective memory and double speak that we have faced from President Trump should be and could be a factor definitely in making sure that such a direct face-to-face meeting does not disrupt the very carefully crafted piecemeal kind of trade negotiations where India is trying to make sure that we are able to have some kind of a win-win situation for both sides.
Or is it a message, Professor, that India can ignore Donald Trump and India can, in a very discreet way, snub you by not being there?
I think the way I understand diplomacy, and Ambassador Sikri will watch me on that, there are no space for emotional and ego responses in terms of snubbing somebody or showing somebody down. It's simply pushing for national interest. And we have seen Prime Minister Modi very clearly not making his ego or any of the past issues come on the way when he wants to push India's national interest. So I think it's primarily, other than that, there is a demand of other stakeholders on his time, in this case domestic politics clearly, is a carefully crafted effort not to have a face-to-face meeting which could lead to a certain disruption. We have seen kind of falsehood that President Trump has been...
Because it's a choice. He's choosing not to engage with the man. He's choosing not to engage with the man who has no respect for what is personal and what is public. That's what Trump is. He has no respect for personal and public.
If you allow me 30 seconds, throughout in history of diplomacy, there are always possibilities of variations in interpretations of both sides when leaders meet. And sometimes, facts could also be twisted, but you can't put in facts that did not exist. For example, he's mentioning on the Diwali greetings time a phone call saying that there was a discussion on Pakistan. India had to clarify there was no discussion on Pakistan. So it's a falsehood which is also very difficult to deal with. So it's a very carefully cautious approach to make sure India will join virtually, as the Prime Minister has said on the tweet. And India is not saying I'm not participating. India is participating, and India and ASEAN have a very strong and thick relationship. In fact, both with Malaysia and the coming next year Indonesia, India has very strong relationship. So I don't think it really will impact on the bilateral relations. It's also to ensure that the pause on India-US relations doesn't turn into a reset. So I think it's a carefully crafted approach of joining virtually and not physically going there.
Ambassador Sikri, I think the Trump administration, the America, you have been there in the field. You have worked the offices in South Block. I'm sure they must be getting this message. Our Prime Minister not being there.
Well, I think every country is entitled to make its own conclusions. I think the host, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, has very warmly accepted what he had discussed with our Prime Minister in a telephone call, and he's accepted that our Prime Minister can address the meeting virtually. So he's not going to not be there, he's going to address it virtually. So the question is that our Prime Minister is participating, but virtually. That's another important point. As far as whether we should link it with one or the other of the other participants who are also there, in this case President Trump or anybody else, I think that to directly link it would not be correct. There was a talk at one time, for example, that if the bilateral trade negotiations succeed, then maybe at this East Asia summit, the trade deal could be signed in the presence of the two leaders. But we know that the bilateral trade negotiations are still going on, and they haven't been completed yet. So even that reason for Prime Minister to rush there is not there. And so he has decided to look at his other concerns and other demands on his time, and he will address the conference virtually, and our External Affairs Minister will be going to participate in the summit. So I think that is all we should look at. The separate issue of what is happening in India-US relations, I think, deserves a whole separate discussion, and that can be looked at from many different points of view. There was the Diwali function, yes, but then what was said and all that, so many things to discuss, but that's a separate issue altogether. Right now, the question of Prime Minister not going has to be looked at just on its own merit, and I think he's perfectly within his rights not to go.
No, if you ask me, as a citizen, I feel very happy, to see the way Macron, Starmer, and other European presidents and Prime Minister behave. I just don't really appreciate it. I'm very happy, our Prime Minister has stood his ground. I mean to say his no means a no, and no is a no is a no. There has been no compromise on certain issues, and I, as an Indian, I feel very proud about it, the position that he has taken.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of other countries actually respect and admire India for the way in which they're following their policy of strategic autonomy and determined to make that policy continue. And they will not give in at any point to pressure from anybody. I think all these messages are very clear, and we have to really admire and respect our leadership for observing these points.
Absolutely. Closing comment from you, Professor Swaran Singh?
I think more than simply putting it in terms of individual leaders' positions on these issues, I think it is a matter of what is at stake as far as India is concerned. India wants to open, arms are open to engage United States. We have sent no signal that India is not trying to engage either President Trump or United States, but on our own terms. And therefore, I think once Prime Minister has made it clear repeatedly that the interests and livelihood of farmers, of fishermen, of livestock rearers will not be something that will be compromised, and therefore there are pressures of that kind in agriculture, dairy sectors. Those are the issues. It's not a personality, individual leaders issue. It's an issue of what India stands for, and Indian Prime Minister is trying to make sure that he's able to articulate that core interest of India. And the way you mentioned from Prime Minister not going to address UNGA, which was expected, and then of course invitation by Egypt to Sharm el-Sheikh, Indian Prime Minister not going now to Kuala Lumpur also. There is a correlation that one can read that India is carefully trying not to disrupt the official level and ministerial level negotiations on the trade. They should not be disrupted, because if two leaders meet, and there is a likelihood of President Trump claiming things that did not exist.
I think the larger message, sir, I really run short of time, is India cannot be pushed around. You can't force a meeting on our Prime Minister. And this is a message which a lot of Indians interpret. By Prime Minister not being there is something, if you talk about today when I was taking a walk, a lot of people were saying, zor zabardasti se nahi mila ja sakta hai Hindustan ke Pradhan Mantri se. There has to be a common meeting point. And that's a strong, loud and clear message which Modi has sent. Boss, we will meet on our own terms, and I think that's the conclusion of the story. Thank you both of you for joining me, and this is all I had on Point today. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you and good night.
Bala sees his bike.
Seizing my bike for speed? Under which rule?
No, not any rule. It's perfectly working.
It's pretty obvious, sir. I take good care.
What type of care?
Do timely oil checks and use only Vidol.
Engine oil?
Yes. Okay, sir, I'll take your lead.
Okay. First, deliver our order.
But here it's written Saurav Ganguly. Oh, wow, sir. Sir.
Saurav Ganguly and hordes of riders have tested and trusted Vidol engine oil. It actually keeps the engine clean from deep within.
Being a chef, it's my priority to deliver taste in a plate with good presentation, unique innovation. You need to explore, you need to experiment.
You observe the people, make them happy, make them feel happy, and in the end you are smiling. That's the most important thing.
Light, camera, and action. Kick back, relax, grab your favorite snack because News9 is here with your weekend dose of entertainment. It's time to take a deeper dive into the buzzworthy happenings of the entertainment world. From celebrity gossips to exclusive conversations, from nostalgic moments to News9's pick of the week. Don't worry, we've got you covered here. And I hope you've grabbed your popcorn by now because News9's page 3 is here to serve you everything that we call entertainment. So do stay tuned every Saturday and Sunday, 2:30 p.m.
Hey, I didn't know you worked for Cyrus before. Have you? No, never. No, this is our first time. Oh, you never even wanted to? No, I heard he's difficult to work with. Very difficult. Yeah, I have
guys, hi. So we're going to shoot in about 10 minutes. We should be ready to roll. But makeup and I just want to quickly tell you all because I've been to fast work and I've done the method. So what I like is you breathe, do the breathing exercises so your talk becomes very natural. Like I want the stomach.